Alrighty. Alright. Oh, man. Day 5 of this Starvation or Salvation Challenge, Day 5. A morning update. Not doing good. Weighed myself this morning. And I expected a setback due to the Whataburger mukbang. But I ate some food last night during the live stream because of chat. My goal is to lose weight to get down to 200 pounds, but chat keeps getting in the way. And I am a victim of that. The one thing I can do is I pleaded to the game master, and they said, right now anyway, because they want this thing to last, the price for mukbang has to go up. However, with that said, tonight I plan on going to Easy Mart and just sitting there, and we'll test this. Pretty much a endless convenience store snack, gross snacks, whatever. That fatty, crappy food. Mukbang based. It's a test. It's a test. I'm gonna starve. Not have anything to eat today. Hopefully the whole day, but probably until that time. It's the chat's fault. Yes. You will say, no, but it's your fault for doing this stupid game. Sure, yes. But we're in this dance together. Don't drink for donations. Yeah, it's I know some of you guys don't like seeing that. In some ways, I think I'm on the path to losing my soul if I haven't, so to speak, And smoking cigarettes for donations is probably not a good idea either, right? That's short-lived. I mean, I'm literally almost out of cigarettes, and I don't plan on buying any more. You're right. I'm putting my health on the line for the drinking stuff too. What I can do is, I think, not go so cheap with that either. Put it out there, making it possible for people to hit that, and then so it's not a thing. Only healthy shit for donos? Yeah. Broccoli, carrots, stuff like that. But tonight's test will be convenience store junk food. I'll be right at that place, and I will not eat a thing unless chat says otherwise. Hey, gobbledygook, how's it going? I can aim for the healthy options in the healthy options at a convenience store. I'll eat dang, the healthiest option. I'll eat the pig skins and drink coffee. How are you doing this morning? Y'all doing all right? I'm feeling kind of fine. This Delta 8 stuff right here, the gay bacon strips, it did kick in. It did start working, and it felt pretty good. This morning, there's a little bit of a slight. Um, it's like a constant balance of my equilibrium being in swing. You know, like I don't feel dizzy, but I feel like there's something out of balance, and I need to get my auras. See, and now I'm sounding like crazy. I need to get my auras in check. What is the effect of the delta 8? Similar to that of weed, and like you just feel um, kind of floaty, kind of gone. Though I think this stuff acts more like a sativa because, if anything, it kind of makes you more anxious. You know the strand of weed that makes you paranoid. That's this stuff right here, which explains Dalmatian dog. Or I was getting paranoid. Am I taking Dr. Ray sex advice? No, no. Kratom? Are you kidding me? I'm not gonna try Kratom. The only way I'll try Kratom is for a high dollar. So I guess there is a chance. But I mean, what I did, what I do, $500? I don't know. It seems ridiculous just to try Kratom. I don't need to be addicted to something. Oh man, no. Well, no one would hit that goal anyway. I need goals that are not less so stupid and obnoxiously like dumb and damaging. Hmm. Kratom makes you not hungry for sure, but that's not a good option. That's what they say. But I can ride through hunger. I've done that several times. What this challenge does is make it to where I have to really plan my days. Like since I ate yesterday, I can't eat today. I feel like I hear a wait. Is that, is that my ear? I thought I was hearing a spinning sound. You don't hear it? You don't hear the spinning sound? You guys don't hear it? You hear it? What is that? What's that sound? Like a wasp? Okay, so I'm not going insane. Also, the coffee maker, you can probably hear that, but it's almost done. Yeah, and getting a coffee pot in here was the best decision. I think having the constant supply of coffee is what I need. It's what I need, man. Of course, I'm still waking up. This is my first cup of coffee, first couple sips. I'm feeling lightheaded. What is that? There's like this weird warmth coming over me. I do feel kind of lightheaded. Could that be the Zen I just popped? I didn't, I didn't do any other drugs, and I've been taking Zens for a while. Is it gonna OPC dawn me here? I've been popping Zens left and right. Why now? You think it's the steam? The coffee maker? We're gonna investigate the sound. Maybe whatever it is the reason why I'm feeling lightheaded. I'm not even joking right now. I wish, I wish I wasn't so deadpan and dry. Oh, I think I know what it is. You know, I have a PlayStation 2 in here, right? And it's reading this disc over and over again. I'll put it right here. You hear it? Alright. No, this is not a good feeling I'm feeling right now. That is it. Well, guess what? Internet detectives, we figured it out. You smell burnt toast? No. No. We're, but I'm feeling kind of lightheaded. What the hell? You know what? I felt this way. No, this can't be happening. Sorry, I'll cover my eyes. These Delta 8s, one of the side effects it tends to have is, I mean, I took some when I went to go see Love Bites when they came to Dallas. Awesome Japanese heavy metal band. They play like Iron Maiden, Queensryche, times 10. Angra, bands like that. They sound like that. Power metal, in a way. If you dig the old school thrash metal and you want a piece of that in power metal, they're really good. People will often complain about the singer, but it's kind of like power metal. The singer's gonna be like that. I like it. It's kind of like a touch of ballet, making it more sophisticated, I guess. Anyway, chat Delta 8s. When I went to go see Love Bites, we took my wife and I. We're in a hotel room, so no kids. Don't worry. If we could do stupid stuff like that, you know, like what I say, hotel room. Um, we took some edibles. And it only said 5 milligrams, but it was like this new stuff. It was like THCP. Now maybe it said 5G and not 5 milligrams because the next day I couldn't even walk. My hair's. This is more. This is bedhead. I didn't take a shower last night. I went straight to bed. Woke up like this. Yeah, my hair is all messed up. Thank you, OPC. You would have fixed it. You fixed my hair. My neighbors keep telling me about this haircut lady that's like really really good, and only for $60 she'll do a complete job, even with the beard and a massage, all that. She used to work at that tune-ups place, whatever, the haircut for men. It's overly priced and stupid. But she left the place due to some drama back there, and so yeah, I gotta hit her up, dude. You gotta hit her up. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm feeling a wave of diarrhea coming upon me. But I say I give you guys an hour. I'm gonna ride through that. Ooh. Ooh, that's. So this is day 5 of this whole fasting challenge, which has not been a fasting challenge. It's been really a mukbang. So if I get to 200, I win. But if I cross 240, if I become morbidly obese again, I think I was really just obese, not morbidly obese, but either way, I was fat. I did not like it, and um, I think I'm hoping that tonight with the new prices, that tonight will be good. Right, slight chill. You know the slight chill you feel sometimes. I'm feeling that. Jim, he had issues this morning. Who, Jim? Or if I had issues. I think I have a lot of issues, but most of them, if not all, are self-induced. I was still thinking about that conversation I was having with not even my superior, but the one she's like friends with my superior. Whatever. The company I work for, the coffee company, there's a clique. There's a sort of politics game behind the scenes. I don't care for that. I don't have time for that. I'm a point me in the direction you want me to go in. Tell me the mission, coach. What's the game plan? All right, I'll do it. Don't worry about it. Don't bog me down with 27 different workplace meetings that could have all just been concise or condensed down into an email. You know? I hate that shit. That conversation. The fact I was potentially going somewhere, and now that I'm not, what I'm saying is, I expect some BS, dude. I expect some weird, like, BS. I think someone gifted members. I'm not sure if that's true. Is that true? I don't know if I saw that. I saw something flash on the screen. Not really sure. Begging for a cheeseburger, day 5. John Frederick. That's right, John Frederick. It's the opposite. I'm gonna power through. I liked how you made an attempt to understand King TL. You have to be a little bit more direct with King. You know, I saw that stream where you try to explain to him how, like, why couldn't his sister just put, I guess, like a note or something on his door or go to his house or something? It is like train tracks. You know, you can't cross train tracks. I don't know if you know that. It's just not possible. You can't do it. He could cross the train tracks, but she can't cross it. I would have dug. I would have dug into that. I mean, like, King TL, is it a race thing? Like, why can't she cross the train tracks? Is she too white to get into your side? Are you too fair skinned? No, no, he has to be on the bad. He's on the bad side of the tracks. I would have to establish these facts before I delve deeper, but I would spend the stupid time, diving into that because it's a dumb thing. It's really dumb, and because it's so dumb, I would purposely dig into it, to see if we can get some colorful language and some spice on that stupidity. But I'm not really looking, you know, to heal and be their friend. I'd be friendly. It's more like, all right, well, what are we doing with this conversation? Got to gain weight on the starvation diet? Well, it's starvation or salvation. Salvation is, I guess, the land of fatness. Can you imagine, like, me skinny? Can you? Oh man. Now some will say I'm playing a game of reverse psychology, but I say no. I mean, like when I thought thought of doing this challenge, I mean, my chat doesn't really donate much, and I was like, I'm not going to do it. But I think the prices were uh, not set right. I think to make things even more interesting too, I think we throw in some stuff, some wild card scenarios. Man, I am feeling it still though. Smoking for donos was a mistake. Yeah, it's bad. I mean, I'm not gonna pretend that it's good. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to myself about that. Okay, all right. Now looking at the price range that were set. All right, got to adhere to that. 50 to 99 is a solid meal tier. Not a crazy. Oh, I'm gonna eat two triple meat triple cheeseburgers. That'd be 100 tier. And you have gluttony tier, and 500 is to send me to the shadow realm. See, I was running on discounted prices. It's a first week special. So what I'm saying is, I think after this first week, I think everything else will be better. Yeah. Everyone in my family said it was a mistake. It's bad when your son's like, Dad, that's not a good idea. I was like, yeah, don't worry. No one donates. Do I have an infatuation with Grace? No. No. Not gonna entertain that. I don't want to be Eskimo Bros of Ben. You kidding me? Grace. If it was between Grace or Amy Schumer, and I had to do it to save humanity, I think I would have to choose Amy Schumer. So, well, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to him about it. I told him what I intended to do as a fun challenge. It's like, don't worry, there's safety cutoffs. For now. No. Safety cutoffs. Don't try this at home. I'm not going to let myself fall too far. I think smoking a pack of cigarettes ruined my life. It's not good though. Mm. that wave is kind of gone now, so that's good. It might have been the Zen. That's weird. Never had that feeling before. So what are we doing this nice chill Saturday morning? Did anything interesting happen? It doesn't really look like it. Uh, Lalo was with the blind chick again for some reason. But that live is not back up. Man. So we have to wait on that. Hopefully it doesn't keep it private. When you do like mobile streams, sometimes by accident it'll just become unlisted and stay there. Got a clip of it? Alright, that's good. OPC Dawn. You should try and switch to Nick pouches if you're in too deep. Well, isn't that what these things are? I mean, if I do this, I don't have to smoke. No, I'm not like... I wouldn't say Thorpe tier addicted. You just tuned in? Yeah, I'm pretty much reporting on the failure so far. That is the Starvation or Salvation diet. Chinatown affiliated? No, I consider myself ex-Chinatown. Ex-Chinatown. I mean, I didn't really ever consider myself Chinatown when I was even there. I didn't even... Half the time I was like, why am I even here? I think it's all kind of stupid shenanigans or whatever nonsense. And when they got into the Thorpes, I was still covering Ethan Ralph. And at first, I thought the Thorpes were fake. I was like, guys, why are we watching this? This seems like fake soap opera drama cooked up for YouTube, and we're watching it. What's going on? And for a while, people in that Chinatown Discord were divided on whether or not it was kayfabe, and it wasn't. Maybe the pouch for coffee is stronger? Maybe. Empty stomach might be an issue as well. But I have consumed enough calories. I think the Easy Mart stream will be a test, but like I said, the prices will be set right. What it will do is I'll have to work out more, go on longer walks, or maybe run to counter out the stuff. What got me thinking that this is possible is I showed this before on one of my streams. There's this very petite Japanese lady, and every other stream, sometimes she'll have like gaps. But her stream, she's eating a lot of food, and it's not like fake. Like she's eating it, and I'm like, what? What's the mystery here? You know, what's going on? I think either she's bulimic, might be, or it's about just pacing it out. Oh, how's it going?
Churro or maranito?
Which was more like a chocolate?
I don't know. There's churro and maranito are those little cookie, the pig cookie things. So which one you want?
Which one is the pig one?
The Mexican pig cookie?
Yeah. All right. Gracias.
Your sister gave me $20 to go check her dog. So that's...
All right, cool. So I do get some treatment. I got a coffee. I get some respect around here, Churro. And she still sounds very Hispanic, which is good. I don't want to talk bad about her too loud. Otherwise, it's like, and I told her, wow, bitch. Whoa. Wait, I said I wasn't going to consume any calories. This is not a safe coffee. You want to see her? Everyone does, but she's not character. I've seen some images in Discords. Whatever, can't stop it. I mean, people do what they do, but she's more of a, she's not a character. She's only made one appearance. Technically, two appearances, but one on another channel. There may or may not be old Zombie Hunter episodes where she made an appearance. She's not a clown. No, she's not. She is the reality. In fact, if anything, she was like, actually, if you want to do more on YouTube, maybe stop being so lazy. She told me that. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, you could probably be doing a lot more with what you have. I was like, thinking algorithm expert. Is this could be OPC Don? But I'm curious what she means. I'm like, my channel's pretty much covering drama anymore. Talk about the people. What else am I going to do? And I have a very niche area. That's part of the problem. I should be covering Dark Side Feel and iDubbbz. We need some other clowns to react to. Well, I'm over here clowning around too. Bigger channels, right? But I do feel like I need to be not personally invested, but there should be a connection there. Thoughts on Ben? Ben Thorpe? I think Ben Thorpe is a horrible father and horrible husband. What do I think is going to happen to Grace when her dad passes on the next life? And that's going to happen sooner than later. Ben's not doing too well. Where's the... I'm looking for the cloth. The freaking cloth. I got different little piles over here on this desk. Got it. Anyway. Yeah. To answer your questions with more energy, yeah, Ben Thorpe is a horrible husband and a horrible parent. I don't think it's self-evident. I don't think Courtney is any angel either, but I think the environment that was created there led to some really toxic stuff. If you grow a plant in a bad environment, it's not going to do so well. Environment plays a huge role. And what happens in the house is, well, that's all part of the environment there. From everything I've seen from Ben, him having hit Courtney and stuff like that, and the controlling aspects, he definitely was playing power games and coercive control over her. There's some people who dismiss that, which when they do that, they're really like, I guess, ignoring the reality is that, yeah, man, sometimes people have power over others. Now, is that a choice? You could say it's a choice, but it's not. It's it's not really like when someone feels that defeated or that trapped, it's almost like the option to do anything else is just not even there. Now you can say that's weak mind. Of course, it's weak mind. And usually, it's abusive assholes themselves that defend that, pretend like that's not even a thing. Exactly. You can beat someone down into nothing. It's a tactic that abusers use. Please put the glasses back on. Well, your wish was granted, even though, you know, I think you could use some of this. This is what you look like when you make bad choices. It's the face of the guy that's going to be at that bar, and you leave your girl unattended, your girlfriend, your wife. I'm gonna slide on over there. I'm just joking. And not even for anything, because I'm married. I'm not interested. I just like to play around. That is true. I kind of noticed that. Like a lot of my coworkers at this coffee place, everyone's like some some sort of shade married. What I mean is married or have like a partner or whatever. But like I notice we're kind of reflecting on a lot of the conversations with them. It's kind of vaguely there's some like innuendo jokes, whatever, but nothing serious. Like for example, sat down and my coworker was somehow it came out that she used to be a teacher. I was like, oh, you used to be a teacher. Oh, that's cool. When I was in school, I liked getting in trouble on purpose so the teacher would spend extra time with me. I'm just joking around. It's funny. And then she's like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, so if I get in trouble, you spend extra time with me. And she's like, I don't know. And so I grabbed something from the table and just threw it at the other coworker just on purpose. I was like, am I in trouble now? So I play around. I play around a lot. Dude, no. YouTube can make people chubby. This dude chubby? Yeah. I'm drinking this because it was gifted to me by my wife. Um, I think this will be a setback. I need. I have to do two walking. Two walking. So you flirt with your coworkers. Is that called flirting? Hmm. But like, my wife when she has conversations with her girlfriends, it's dude, they go crazy. They go crazy sometimes. The former teacher? Oh yeah, yeah, of course. It was it was my English teacher. You know, when you're in high school, you're like hoping that it would happen. But when you get older and you look back on it, you're like, I'm glad nothing had happened. Because I think people really kind of brush aside the like psychological effects that can occur and do occur when like an older woman, especially like a teacher or whatever, were to prey on like a kid, you know? And that shit does happen. It happens a lot more than you think. Like when I did CPS investigations, there was a division for special investigations, and they were right outside my office. It's to get in that, you have to be a former cop because they investigate schools and stuff, and it's a little bit more complicated. But anyway, um, they would get more female teacher on boy uh, in, as intakes than they would anything else. They think they can get away with it because it in the boys' world and the man's world, it's kind of like, "Attaboy, son, you got it." Hot, you know, and it's like the memes are everywhere. It's like in our music, "Hot for Teacher." You know, there's all those movies where the young boy fantasized and had dreams, and you're not going to stop that. I mean, as boys when they're growing up, and especially into puberty, their minds are going to run wild. Okay, it's just constantly you're thinking about it all the time, but you don't even realize you're thinking about it all the time, and it's like, do you guys remember what it was like to be that young? Right? It seems like so long ago, but it's like if I think back at it, it seems like half the time decisions were made and wasn't even aware that I was making them. You know, it was driven on impulse and stupid stuff. Anyway, but like looking at it as an adult, it's like that's very gross and disgusting predatory behavior that can warp, um, I guess, warp the mind of that well of that victim there. John Frederick is your fave. I think John Frederick and I should um, talk. That would be interesting. I don't know who would work well though, because I kind of have like a middle tone voice. He has a middle tone voice, you know. We call that kind of like soft spoken. He's soft spoken, and I try to play the nice guy to be an asshole underneath. What he, I don't know. I think perception of him with his interaction with King, I think he tries to be too nice or too nice, or it's just his way of going about it is seems kind of soft to me. We're not the same, bro. Oh, I am or not. You wouldn't be fun to party with for sure. I'll tell you that much. You'd be so concerned about like, no, actually, wait, Tron. You're the guy who brings like the special beer, right? The craft beer, whether beer or wine or some sort of liquor. You're that guy. That's not a bad thing. That's not an insult. You're the guy that would bring in like whiskey from like a very specific location and it's brewed in a certain way. It's like, oh, okay. Mm. I was saying whiskey, but I mean like liquor in general. So far off, keep it up. Oh, look, that's my perception of you, and that's my reality. That's your current reality now. We are how people perceive us. You think about it. We could think we are whatever we want, but it's people's perception that matters. For example, let's just say getting a job. If you think you are the best worker and right for a job, but if they don't perceive you like that, well, then you're just not. Right? So, I mean, you could perceive me as a clown, as you probably do. Therefore, I'm a clown to you. And there's not really much I could do to change that. Your mind has already been made up. If I perceive you to be very soft and, well, what else did I say? Oh, yeah, that guy who brings the craft beers, the special stuff. Like, very specific. Like, you wouldn't be fun to drink with, is what I'm saying. But you'll probably say you don't drink unless it's like very special occasions. Who allowed that much cream in your coffee? You need a deficit. Um, well, I do have a calorie deficit. Okay. I have a plan. It involves looking at your mom. No, I'm just joking. It was right there. I look at your mom and I thought, no, I don't want to do that. Your mom's a nice lady, John. She's a really nice lady. The 1,000-yard stare. That's like this. You look at my face. Look at this. It looks rough. Looks like I've seen stuff. Looks like I just woke up. I'm still waking up. Some people say I look constantly high. I wish. Now I just look even more retarded. Look like this. Like Down syndrome. Funny CPS stories. Oh, I mean, they're funny to me, but might be a little dark. Victoria model, please. Bam. I haven't heard that name in a long time. This is a rough, huh? Oh, man. Funny CPS story. That's actually just funny. Okay. So there was this intake and had involved like meth use, drug use, allegations for drug use, and the let me just not take forever to tell this story. Hold on. All right. So there was this intake that had involved the allegations of not physical, neglectful supervision when someone's using drugs around the kids. Now, there was one kid, and she was 16, and that all this doesn't necessarily matter. So I arrived at the location. I thought it was the location. I mean, the address said that house, so I was there. I was knocking on it, on the door. Then this woman kind of came out from around this trailer that was kind of like alongside the house, like not right next door to it, but like kind of behind it on the other road. And I guess she saw my badge, and she was like, "CPS," like, you know it. Mm-hmm. And she's like, "I think you're looking for me." It's like, "Oh, well, who are you?" And she gave me the name that I was looking for. I was like, "Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm looking for you. That's exactly it." She's like, "Oh yeah, I knew." Same stuff. I knew this was gonna happen. Blah 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 blah. And I know what's going on here. It's the dad calling in stuff and all this stuff. So crazy nonsense. So I start talking to her. When I get closer though to talk to her, let me back up. So I approach the house there, which I guess it was a trailer, but sometimes you do like interviews like outside, like you're just talking to them, right? Outside the house. And so she brings a chair for me to sit down and for her to sit down. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm good. She goes to sit down in her chair. And, she's telling me, she doesn't use drugs and she hasn't been drinking all day and whatever. She goes to sit down in her chair. The chair just collapses. And she wasn't a big girl. The chair just collapses on her and she falls on her butt right there. Well, she's like, and she has like the meth face. She looks like just, uh, I don't know, dude. Like it looks bad. Like very, very skeletal. There's the thing that happens where like when middle-aged women start using stuff like that, they'll be skinny but also fat at the same time. That makes sense. They'll be skinny-ish, but they'll have still like some fatness maybe around the thighs or something. It's kind of just, it looks weird, or of like hanging skin, like a lot of it, like very, like the skin is like coming off of them. That's how she looked. And yeah, so yeah, she's telling me she doesn't use stuff and she's sober and all this, but her falling back like that was hilarious. I couldn't laugh then though. I had to keep a straight face. I had to keep a straight face. I was like, you need help? You want help? My point? Oh, this is funny. I mean, I guess if you're gonna, my point, if you want the moral of the story there, if you want to try to convince a CPS worker that you're not on drugs and you're not drunk, definitely don't stagger around. the way she felt. And then she had a roommate or something, and was walking around the trailer with like a giant pickle jar. Like the plastic pickle jars, that whole container filled with what looked like to be Coke, like just soda, Coca-Cola. Which I'm watching her walk around now. I'm like, and the way she's walking, she's like staggering around, can't keep her balance. I'm like, what? A pickle jar? I look at her. I'm like, is that a rum and coke? Her friend was like, yeah. I was like, is it a pickle jar? It's like, it's like 9 a.m. It was like, it's like, it might be a little early to get started. Of course, the end of that case, though, I mean, the kid's 16. She can self-place. I was like, all right, well, you're 16 years old. You could self-place. I mean, if you want to just live with your dad, you could just do that. Whatever. uh, I mean, I did give the mom a referral for like, chemical dependency stuff, but I wasn't too. She's probably not going to practice that. The kid can self-play. She's fine. And they want to know the rest. The dad was fine. Everything else was fine. I think they wanted CPS to uh, get in there and change custody. That's not really what happens there. There's families who try to use it as a tool to have custody changed, like on their behalf, like in a freeway, where But that's not what CPS does. If there's a change of custody, it's on this on it's the state taking custody. Don't trust chairs. Yeah, don't trust chairs, man. And it relates. Oh, for the furniture, IKEA. Oh no, it was one. It was this old wooden chair, and when she brought it down to sit on, I was like, that doesn't even look. I was like, this doesn't even look good. This doesn't even look stable. Anyway, we got 5 more minutes. I just wanted to give an update on the salvation or starvation, and I'm not doing so well. There is, I'm going backwards on the weight, which is understandable with the amount of food I had been eating. But today, other than this, nothing else. And then, yeah, and then I should be right. I should be back. Convoluted story. You're just filling time. Convoluted story. Well, I mean, there's a lot of elements I guess I didn't iron out, but those details don't necessarily relate. I'm sorry. Let me explain the story step by step. Earlier that morning at 8 o'clock, I received an intake. In the intake report, said a lot of stuff, some names, and blah blah blah, locations, and a narrative, of the allegations. Even Boy Blue didn't understand the point. Well, I mean, all the points of these stories are gonna be like, don't be a f up. I mean, talking about stories involving CPS, that's not good. A drug test, yeah. A few rounds of musical chairs. Are you talking about like when kids go into care and stuff? Do you ever have your own? Did you ever have your own locale, like a repeat offender? Oh yeah, oh yeah. There's families that are like constantly. They're like caseloads all the cases all the time, man. There was this one, but like she would always pass the drug test. There would always be allegations of drug use, and you knew she used. I know she did because I not that I knew her personally, but I almost there was a chance. I mean, I grew up kind of in that town, um, and I was aware of who she was. I mean, I can't say her name, but she lived in the county where there's fewer restrictions on like housing and stuff, codes and all that. And her domicile wasn't really much of anything. It was pretty much it kind of changed over time, but it was at first it was this makeshift. No, no. At first it was this RV, this little RV. I would say more like a camper. But then that changed, and then it disappeared off the property. And then they would have like this makeshift. They were using sheet metal, just making like a little house. It didn't look right. I was like, "What is this?" I mean, it's a shelter at an address, and they had running water. They had food. They had everything they needed to like take care of the kids. Okay, the drug tests came back clean. Urine and hair. I am like, well, we're gonna be back out here because we all know you're using. We all know like the situation isn't where it should be. It's border. It's right there on the line. And especially when it comes to like physical neglect, where it's where the parents aren't even providing a residence, or not a residence, really an environment that's clean and safe and stuff. Clean is an issue. Clean is a weird thing. That's not really the big thing. It's about safety. If the home environment isn't safe, okay, and you're not providing food, water, things like that, that would be like physical neglect. Those cases would have to be so extreme, and you, but you could also utilize like resources like relatives and other things before removing the child, and you're supposed to use those things, those tools. So it has, in my experience, it has a tendency to kind of stay in that area. um, for a bit. The family seems like they're doing everything, or like, I mean, let's say they passed the drug test. They seem to be complying with that stuff, but you still have like concerns. There's a lot of history there. Maybe then you can kind of push it off to what they call like family base, where CPS would work with the clients for a longer period of time, pretty much just in a way monitoring the situation, waiting to see if it escalates or if it de-escalates. You know. But yeah, I mean, yeah. With that, there's repeat offenders. If you want to say that, repeat offenders. They would come back in, new cases, new investigations, over and over and over again. What is this? This is just me rambling right now about CPS days. Cry is good for you. Also, cry is good. Yeah. Well, no tears for the baby. So who's the number one chatter today? What did any of that have to do with repeat offender? Uh, if you don't understand that, I don't know what to tell you. I said yes. There's families that do get several investigations. I mean, they've come into the system repeatedly, and when that happens, sometimes because I don't know what to say there. There are all sorts of examples I can give. I even explained that sometimes there's families that are like borderline with abuse. It doesn't quite meet the statute, but it's almost there, and because of that, they generate because of concerns around them. A lot of intakes and investigations are become generated. I described an entire scene with no point. I was It was more of a general explanation. I seem more dead than ever. Have a good day, Samuel. What's going on here? Well, just doing my daily stream of the starvation or salvation diet, the 60-day challenge, which is not going very well. As you can see, still fat and getting fatter. So hopefully that changes. Hmm. A story about stereotypes. There's a lot of them. I mean, where to start really? Like domestic over fried chicken? Well, actually, yes, there is a story about that, but it's not the stereotype you think though. There was this one investigation. It had to do with what they call it, emotional abuse. The allegation was emotional abuse, and the story was that these two girls, I think 14 and 16, around that age, teenagers, they they got into a fight. They got into a fight. You never guess what they got in a fight over. Okay, they got into a fight. It got pretty bad, and one said something crazy about self deletion, grabbed a knife, and like was going to like give themselves some stitches, make a homemade tattoo there. Uh, it escalated. It went wild. The kid ended up at a mental hospital for. I mean, really, the mental health here is a joke. I mean, they stay for a week and then they're discharged with a plan. So I'm reading this. I'm like, this is wild. This doesn't make any sense. It's like it sounded like a joke of what they fought over, and it was referenced in the narrative several times. It's like, you know, the mom came home with some Popeyes. There was a sandwich there, a Popeyes chicken sandwich. This is when it was all the rave, but there was only one. So the girls ended up fighting over it, and I guess the fight escalated to the point to where what I guess decided, hey, I'm gonna say, well, if you don't give me that sandwich, I'm gonna, right here. Which I'm reading this, I'm like, this is wild because this family's Hispanic, and not only that, I'm pretty sure if I talk to them, they'll probably be Catholic. Which I'm like, oh, reading this, I'm like, well, uh, I'm pretty sure the family is going to be definitely involved in this one. These girls need some sort of exorcism or something. But it was because during the interviews, I was like, okay, wait. Are you telling me you got so mad over not getting the chicken sandwich? You thought it was a good idea to say you're going to off yourself? Is that what I'm hearing here? And like, and she would get into it and she would explain stuff, and I stared at her. I was like, man, that has to be the dumbest thing I think I've heard. I was like, what the hell? That doesn't make any sense. I was like, what? I was like, and you're here at this hospital. I was like, what do you think about this hospital? Because well, I know a couple of things about mental hospitals. Um, and she's like, oh man, like here it's a nightmare. It's like the worst experience I think I've had. Is like, yeah. You know why you're here though, right? Yeah, because you did something stupid. So, um, I mean, what she learned there was that it's not worth it. Don't fight over that sandwich. Or maybe the mom should have just bought two chicken sandwiches. The mom claimed the order was messed up. That happens. Fucking idiots. But if you want to know how that one ended, um, the mom followed through on the recommendations from the mental hospital, and they showed that they were working those things. So yeah, I mean they have a plan. They're good, and I think the daughter learned her lesson. I think she did. So it involved a chicken sandwich. It involved chicken, but it wasn't what you thought. You probably think it was going to be a black family, but no. Sponge coming in with the lies. And a British man's accent, huh? Well, game of the damned here. All right. I think we're good. Thank you guys for hanging out with me this beautiful morning. We're gonna have a great Saturday. Achieve the dream. Any midget or blind stories next stream? Um, Midgets don't really get a lot of. I don't think I've ever ran into a midget with CPS. I know Asian families are very tough to investigate because they were weird. They were very interesting. And I say they, like I'm grouping them all together because I mean I pretty much am. They were the most like standoffish compared to the different I guess families I'd work with, types, race, whatever. Not even it's probably not a race thing. It's probably more of a cultural thing. But like the Vietnamese families, they did not. They were like, nah, we're not doing that. They would be the most difficult. And they would have some interesting like allegations. But I could probably go into detail about that next stream. Anyway, y'all take it easy and have a good one.